Hey, my name is Petra, I'm a Hungarian living in Budapest, and almost a year ago I made a video about the costs of living in Budapest. 1 year is a long time, especially if we're talking about Hungary, where the inflation can be felt day to day. So let's see what changed during this period of time. If we talk about the costs of living in Budapest, there is this one thing we have to talk about that I've already mentioned a few seconds ago, and this is the inflation. Here I have to warn everyone that I'm not an economist, so I know the basics, but I won't go into details because of that reason. All in all, this negative phenomenon resulted that Hungary is not considered anymore a cheap country. The prices are just as high, if not higher, than anywhere else, but the main thing is that the salaries are nowhere near to these prices. Oh, and before I got a comment like, oh, if you complain about the prices, why don't you move to another country? I just don't want to, okay? I really like Hungary, I'm passionate about it, and when it comes to prices, I only talk about the facts and the statistics. Saying things that are not 100% positive doesn't mean that I have to move to somewhere else. So, thank you for your understanding. I will mention the inflational data at every topic, so you will get a better understanding about each subject I will talk about. Let's dive into the topics. Last time I started with renting, so let's go with that. If you want to rent a flat in Budapest, there is this main and general truth that the Pest side is much more affordable than the Buda side, especially in the outlying districts, so in the 4th, the 10th, the 15th or the 21st are much cheaper even compared to the outlying districts in the Buda side. You will see some prices on the screen. The average rental price in Budapest in January 2024 was 249,000 forints, and in January 2025 was 250,000 forints, but if we see the individual districts, we will see some huge changes. For example, the 11th district average rental price on the Buda side was 238,000 forints per month back in January 2024, but in January 2025 it was already 260,000 forints. I will also leave some more examples on the screen. There were also some districts where the average rental price decreased. For example, in the 15th district on the Pest side was 200,000 forints per month in last year, but in this year this price changed to 180,000 forints per month in average. Just to see some general changes, 14 out of the 23 districts become more expensive during the last year. 6 districts' prices stayed the same and 3 became cheaper. So the tendencies are not looking good. The same goes for buying properties. The average price per square meter in Budapest for an older flat is 1.1 million forints, and for a newly built apartment it's 1.4 million forints in January 2025. Back in 2024, these prices were the followings: 975,000 forints for an older flat and 1.3 million forints for a newly built one. Now you can see how the prices changed within a year. Let's see our next topic, which is shopping. If we talk about shopping, the first thing that comes to everybody's mind is grocery shopping. There are many different grocery shop chains and individual shops in Budapest and in Hungary, so the prices differ, of course. Some of them are more expensive, like the Tébia or the Coop, and some of them are more affordable, like the Spar, the Lidl or the Aldi. Hungarian people do really feel the inflation on a daily basis, especially if we talk about the price of a simple everyday grocery shopping. I will highlight the average consumer price trends of a few basic foods on the screen. First, the prices back in January 2024, and then the prices of January 2025. The thing that makes this list even worse is the fact that specifically the food inflation was 6% in this February. So these prices didn't really change for the better. On a side note, while I was collecting these informations for this video, there was a big news in Hungary that the government will decrease the prices of some necessary goods, 30 to be exact, from the middle of March, like chicken breasts, flour, vegetable oil, or yogurt. And although this sounds good, the long-term results can be quite harmful for the people. But that's all about this. Let's move on with the video. I made a video back in November when I talked about my weekly spendings, so if you're interested, you can go back after this video and check that one out. But briefly, I would say that we pay about 25,000 forints per week on grocery shopping. I would say that our spendings are below average. At least that's what I'm hearing from others. But we really try and save as much money as we can. So we only buy what's really necessary. So we don't actually spend much money on snacks or some kind of things like that. Especially if we think about that the chips in Hungary is one of the most expensive and luxurious thing that you can buy. For dry food products like rice or pasta or coffee, I go to the nearest Chinese shop because the prices there are most of the time better. In these shops you will find literally everything, so feel free to check them out. There are many Chinese shops all around Budapest. They are quite similar, but some of them, especially in the middle of the city, are more expensive than the ones that are not in the central area. For cleaning supplies, household things or beauty products, there are two main chains in Hungary, Rossmann and DM. They don't really have big differences in prices. I will leave the price of some basic products on the screen as well. I spend about 25,000 forints every quarter in these shops, and I have to add that I don't really spend much on beauty products. Now let's see our next topic, which is traveling in Budapest. If you travel here or you plan to live here for a longer period of time, I really recommend you to use the public transport for daily traveling. The prices of the tickets and passes didn't change since the last video, so there's not much to talk about. A single ticket still costs 450 forints, a monthly pass for an adult is 8,950 forints, but I will include the prices in the description down below so you will see the whole variety this city has to offer. All of these tickets and passes are purchasable via the Budapest Go app, which I really recommend you to download because its travel planner will come very handy during your stay. Note that if you work here, most of the time the workplace buys the monthly passes for their employees, which is a nice thing. The price of the main public bike system, the Molbubi, also changed in the beginning of this year. Now you have to pay 1,500 forints for a monthly pass and 6,500 forints for half a year. The price of the pay-as-you-go system, which is for the people who don't have a home address in Hungary, is 50 forints per minute. But these prices are still really affordable in my opinion. If you wonder how the public bike system in Budapest works, check out my video about that. Or there. The next subject is eating out. It's really hard to talk about average prices of restaurants, bars and stuff like that, but first I have to highlight that the prices of these places increased significantly in the last years. You can still find many good places that serve quality food for an affordable price, and I also recommend you to check out the Google Maps before going somewhere because there are hundreds of reviews to every place, and you can also check out the menus and the prices beforehand. Our go-to places are the different kind of fast food restaurants like the KFC, where we always order through app, so we have really great discounts. The next one is Bellozzo, which serves very good quality Italian food for a very good price. Another one is the Indian fast food restaurant, the Indigo Express, or the Japanese restaurant Wafu. We also eat a lot of Chinese food in smaller Chinese restaurants. One thing you have to know that if we talk about Chinese, Turkish or Greek food, they are more expensive in shopping centers and they are not even better. To talk about real prices, I think that the price of a single meal in a fast food or in a not so fancy restaurant can ranges from 2,500 forints to 5,000 forint. Drinking is another story because it can be quite expensive, so most of the time we only order a Coke. We never drink alcohol or cocktails or anything like that, which can save us a lot of money. Fancier restaurants have such a big price range that I won't even start to talk about them. Please inform yourself about the menu and the prices before visiting. Also, a tip is, but I think that's pretty obvious, that the restaurants and bars next to main attractions are always more expensive than the ones that are a little bit further. So I would prefer not to eat anywhere like that, so around the St. Stephen's Basilica or at the Buda Castle. But if you would really like to eat somewhere fancy, then of course go for it. I'm sure they are really great because they always look very neat and well put together. Our last topic is leisure activities. This last subject is a wide one, so I will only highlight a few aspects. Museum tickets can cost anything from 2,000 forints to 6,000 forints. The entrance fee for thermal baths are also becoming more and more expensive. The most known one, like the Széchenyi or the Gellért bath, are over 10,000 forints. A monthly pass for a gym starts at around 15,000 forints, but most of them cost more than that, probably around 20,000 forints. A cinema ticket for a person without snacks costs about 3,500 forints. Luckily, Budapest has a lot to offer for free. I also included many free programs so far in my videos, so check them out. In this way, you don't have to necessarily spend a lot of money while you're here. I really love to walk through the stands in different festivals where you only have to pay if you want to eat something or you would like to buy some souvenirs or gifts to someone else. Festivals that take place at the Vörösmarty Square or at the Buda Castle, usually free to enter, so you can enjoy them without paying anything. Of course, most of these activities can be found online as well as the ticket prices, but I will also leave a link to a website that collects these events, so you can always keep yourself updated about the events in Budapest before traveling here. I think that was already long enough. I hope that I was able to give you an idea about the prices here in Budapest, Hungary. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions related to this topic, and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss out any videos about Budapest or about Hungary, and see you in the next one. Bye!